I don't know. Tim Walz is out there talking again.
Did you say he could fight any Trump supporter?
Yeah, he said he kicked their and they're scared of him because he could fix a truck. Because they're threatened by his masculinity. I know how to fix a truck. So he said, like, do you? I bet you don't.
The lady doth protest too much.
I bet you don't.
I fear.
I bet if I bring a broken truck to you and a bag of tools, you're
Joe Rogan tore into Tim Walz with a brutal roast, exposing the Minnesota governor as the ultimate poster child for mediocrity. From his constant indecision and dull speeches to his fake tough guy persona and staged photo op politics, Rogan dismantled every part of Walz's carefully crafted image. Instead of coming across as a strong leader, Walz was portrayed as a substitute teacher fumbling through roll call while the classroom burns, a complete masterclass in roasting political irrelevance.
He believes a lot of wild things. One of them is transgender surgery for people who are under 13.
So for those out there who are wondering, aren't there something else you could be doing or doesn't seem to impact you in your life, this is what it means to show empathy. This is what it means to be welcoming.
He changed the Minnesota state flag to make it look like a Somali flag. You ever seen that?
But our current flag is problematic. I think we all know that. We've evolved into a more diverse state, and I think it's more reflective of that.
Joe Rogan ripping into Tim Walz was like throwing a deer into a spotlight. Every awkward tick, laughable decision, and overblown political gesture suddenly became glaringly obvious. Walz has built his career on trying to appear like the steady, responsible adult in the room, but Rogan shredded that facade, revealing that behind the Midwest dad act is a politician about as inspiring as a microwave TV dinner.
If that Tim Walz cocksucker, if that guy got into power, like if Kamala died and Tim Walz, Tampon Tim, was our president, you know how crazy this country would be? That weirdo puts tampons in the boys' room, and what about our joy? Like he's a complete pathological liar, like a complete liar. Lied about being in Tiananmen Square, lied about being a head coach of a football team.
If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon. Walz often leans on his background as a teacher, coach, and military veteran, as if that somehow makes him untouchable. But Rogan had no patience for the myth-making. He tore apart the notion that teaching high school geography qualifies someone to lead a state through chaos. Knowing the capital of Nebraska doesn't mean you can handle an economic collapse, and coaching a football team doesn't magically prepare you to guide millions of people through a crisis. It just means you've shouted, "Hustle up," at a group of teenagers.
Well, there's more than one thing, too, right? He said he was a head coach.
Yeah, he was a head coach.
He was not a head coach. He was an assistant coach, which is an honorable thing. There's nothing wrong with being an assistant coach.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he also inflated his actual rank, right? He was slated to achieve a certain rank.
Right.
And how did it go? Like he had to commit to the fact that he wasn't going to retire in order to achieve his rank. Is that what it was?
He didn't finish essentially the program, the coursework, for a command sergeant major.
Then there's the way Walz handles controversy. He tries to give long, thoughtful answers, but they end up sounding like a high school principal explaining why Pizza Day had to be canceled. Rogan mocked his endless pauses, carefully chosen words, and attempts to sound wise while ultimately saying nothing at all. Walz doesn't make bold decisions. Instead, he delivers speeches that are the political equivalent of wallpaper, bland, beige, and guaranteed to make you zone out halfway through.
False Somali
But
state
what does
flag,
it
you're
look?
saying.
Okay, but what does it look like now?
That's what I was trying to get to.
Okay, on the left is the Somali flag. On the right is the Minnesota state flag. Okay, same color as the Somali flag. A white star, a different white star in it, like the Somali flag. Very different than the original Minnesota flag. And there's the video down below that, and that's when he changes it out.
When it comes to handling a crisis, Walz has the instincts of a man fumbling with his phone flashlight in a dark basement. Rogan shredded his response to the 2020 Minneapolis chaos, pointing out how Walz managed to disappoint everyone at once. Too slow, too indecisive, and too focused on looking in control while everything burned around him. If leadership is about stepping up, Walz's version was more like stepping aside and hoping no one noticed. Rogan compared it to watching someone try to put out a fire with a spray bottle of fizz. Plenty of effort, zero results.
That's all it is. There's a video of Tim Walz doing the exact same thing.
Doing the exact same thing.
Right.
exact same thing, and he said, of course, it's a Nazi salute. He said,
Debating, having them trying to debate the president, Musk gave a Nazi salute. Of course he did.
this is how crazy things have gotten. Like,
It's coordinated propaganda.
Walz's attempts to look tough only made things worse. He has a habit of puffing up his credentials whenever situations get dicey, constantly reminding people of his military service. Rogan didn't let that slide, joking that Walz brings up his National Guard background the same way a guy at the gym won't stop reminding everyone he used to bench 3 plates in college. Yes, he served, but that doesn't magically turn every shaky political move into a masterstroke of strategy. Wearing a uniform once upon a time doesn't erase the fact that his current policies are a disaster. Walz acts like he's running a bake sale instead of a state, trying so hard to please everyone that he ends up pleasing no one. Rogan compared it to a comedian who avoids edgy jokes to keep from offending the crowd. So instead, he wastes 2 hours talking about airline food.
that's when he changes it out. So he takes out the Minnesota state flag. Oh, hold on a second. Wait a minute. Turn the volume up, please, so you hear him say that.
All right, ready. Whoa, wait a minute.
So he gets the flag, picks it up, moves it out of the way, and replaces it. Look at this.
There, that's better. Is it?
Why is that better?
I don't know.
Why do you care what the flag looks like, first of all? And why do you get to change the flag? How crazy is that the governor gets to change the flag? Like, who else is involved in that decision to change the flag?
Is that what happened?
Walz's political style is less about bold vision and more about blending into the wallpaper. Rogan shredded his speeches, which sound like they've been pre-approved by 5 committees and a risk assessment team. Walz speaks as if the goal is to use the maximum number of words to deliver the minimum amount of substance. Rogan called it word salad with a Midwestern accent, a stream of platitudes that could be copy-pasted into any political platform without anyone noticing. He may have the everyman look, but it comes without charm. It's not relatability, it's mediocrity in khakis. Rogan also torched his policies, pointing out that Walz's approach to managing Minnesota's economy feels more like half-baked experiments than serious leadership. While Walz loves to preach about fairness and balance, the actual results often resemble a science project gone wrong.
Motherfuckers get in charge one more time. I mean, they were talking about cracking down on hate speech online. Like, the free speech is not hate speech. That Tim Walz guy was actually saying that.
I think we need to push back on this. There's no guarantee of free speech on misinformation or hate speech, and especially around our democracy.
Hate speech. Free speech does not include hate speech. What are you, but by whose fucking definition? Yours? A guy who thinks tampons should be in the boys' room?